Upside down, like that. I'm gonna put it in there, now you just clasp. There you go, you got it.
Let it go. It won't bite you, it won't bite you.
There we go. Boom. Montana is on the map.
For today's vlog, we're gonna go on a nature hike at ABC Acres and hopefully show some of the importance of wildlife on the farm. Let's go.
We're going south. You going swimming in the crater garden, or you going swimming in the river? Or both?
Both.
Okay, you're crazy. Maybe you can catch a goldfish for us.
Okay.
Who are all these people, Tim?
Well, we have Matt Sargent here, farm manager, ABC Acres. We've got Gianna and her younger sister, Gabby, because she loves her tights. She's wearing them. Friends of the family. We've got Pocahontas. Lily. I see that feather there. And then we've got Gideon, and we've got Jonah, right? Okay, we're missing Josiah, right?
Josiah's bringing up the rear.
There. And they're the Rhodes children. They're troublemakers. And then we've got Caspian, my youngest. How you doing, bud? Good. And then Miss Rebecca, of course. And then the best and brightest behind the camera himself. That's Bodie. Here we go. We're going to take an hour trip around the farm. You guys need to put your observation eyeballs in, okay? This is our crater garden, and originally we moved here, it was just pasture. There was no life other than the cricket that came through during the season. You guys, I'm challenging you. We need to find tadpoles, frogs, minnows, goldfish, dragonflies, birds, bees. I want to see if you can use your observation eyes.
Okay.
Point out things you're finding that are unique, okay? Go. Raise your hand when you've got something.
Dragonflies.
Dragonflies on the reed there.
Yeah.
Yep. This is hairy vetch, beyond the hairy vetch, and it's right there. Yeah, a little tiny one.
Tadpoles.
Where? Where do you see tadpoles?
Oh, there's a big one. You see that big one? Dada, minnows. I saw a few swim under here.
You
yeah,
did?
they come over here.
Yeah, I see them. Little tiny minnows swimming in front of you. Boys, girls, let's go investigate the wildlife den that we installed. Let's see if there's a skunk or a badger in there. That are of interest. Butterfly.
You touching the bottom out there, advocates?
Nope. Wait, right here. I can't touch the bottom here.
So inside this lower terrace, we've built a wildlife den. A place where a skunk, a squirrel, a rabbit, a fox can live. Do you think you can try to find it?
Gabby, if there's a skunk in there, do you want to find it?
Sure.
Sure. All right.
Go take a look underneath that log. Do you see any tunnels, any openings maybe? Do you see anything that might resemble an entrance?
It's wet.
Do you see it? What do you see, Cass? Can you put your hand in there?
This is wet.
Yeah, it's wet.
Who wants to look in here? Uh-oh. Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
What's in there, Gabby?
A skunk.
A skunk, okay. We used to have rabbits in here, didn't we?
You throw in there and find out.
And Daddy had a bad design, and it led to the rabbits dying. Didn't convey that to anybody earlier, but I built this wildlife den without a drainage point. And so one day in early spring, we got a 13-inch snow, and in 24 hours, it all melted. And when it melted, it went to the space with the least resistance, which was the den. And my wildlife camera showed every 15 minutes the rabbits bouncing at 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 11:15 the coyotes. The next morning, gray patch, white patch. And so
What do you mean? They were coming out?
they couldn't get in. The water had melted in, filled up the den, and the water was like out to here. They had no place to go. So that week I came out, dug it back up. I put in 3 or 4 pallets on top of each other, then the base of the den. So now there's a drainage system. It won't happen again. Literally underneath this area right here. And so we put in a way in and a way out. That way if there's predators coming in to get them, they can go out. In any situation, even with a house you build, you want to have 2 driveways, one in, one out, in case you're in a fire situation. Right? We learned that in Montana.
There's a goldfish right there.
What are we looking for, Matt?
We're looking for goldfish that escaped Tim's
Have you seen
pond.
any?
Yeah, there's a few
I
right
see
in
'em,
the
yeah.
corner right there. But the ospreys like to hunt
There
here,
they
and the
go.
goldfish are an easy target. So the ones that are big have learned not to come out in the
There's
open.
hundreds here.
That's right. And another thing that I think is unique to this that we didn't talk about already, but through this design, if we get trout in this water feature, we could start to feed the trout here. And if they get trained to come in, if we wanted to have a fish dinner, we could feed the trout, drop the net behind them when they come in, and we can harvest fish. So we are looking at this as a livestock component to harvest fish dinners from now and again.
Where's the goldfish? Yeah. There's one. Goldfish.
It's pretty neat how he's brought a lot of wildlife in and changed the landscape to attract. Matt was telling me they have a moose that comes around, and there's a bunch of elk and deer, white-tailed deer.
Why do you think it's important to have wildlife on the farm?
Well, I don't know. Why? Tell me why. It just brings diversity. You want diversity on your farm. You don't want it just to be, you know, one thing. I'm sure all those species bring something to the table.
Oh my gosh, it's a big buck. Look at that underneath the tree. Quick, Justin. Look at that one. It's resting in the shade. Good. Oh, there she goes. There he goes. Hey, all right. See what happens when we walk the farm?
I'm surprised.
That's awesome. Observation.
Why is it important to have wildlife on the farm?
Well, for me, it's all about diversity. We have healthy systems in place if we're seeing the local wildlife being present. And this is why we talked about dedicating certain ag design projects on the exterior, zone 4-5, right? And so we invite them in to be a part of this, but they're not stressing us by coming in. And so to me, that just speaks to the health of the overall. Come in at the end of the day and I'll tell the kids, hey, I saw this today. I saw that today. And I think they're like, yeah, whatever, you're making it up. So it's nice to come on these hikes and get them to connect a little bit more with the farm and the land that it encompasses. I can't believe you guys caught a deer.
Wow.
This is awesome. What kind of deer
You're
is
petting a deer.
White-tailed.
That's
Well,
great.
We're on state land right now, so somebody must be practicing, buddy.
That's exactly right. So this is the Bitterroot River. It stretches approximately 100 miles from Sula, which is the East Fork, meets up to the West Fork in Darby, which is half an hour south of us, and it goes all the way up to Missoula, which is about 50 miles from here in Hamilton. A beautiful, beautiful spot. Let me show you this. I think this is awesome. When this is in the height of spring and runoff, the water's all the way up there by those trees. But if we pan down here, we've got wild mint that has seeded itself as the river's received. And I was talking to my farm manager today, if we pull ever so slightly, we can get them by the root. And so this next week, we're gonna come here and we're gonna wildcraft herb and put it in some forage pots and get it back to the farm. I think that's pretty cool. Look at this. Gideon, smell that. What do you think?
Mint.
Do you like it? Mint. That's right. Go, you're almost gonna want that. Look at that pretty flower. Pretty flower. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mommy, got a gift for you. Pinch you in between the eyes.
That is mint. It smells good.
He named it.
Did you smell it?
Tim gave it to him to smell, and he named it.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I guess we're doing something right,
I
right?
just think that's.
I want to touch your frog. Give me the frog.
We got a snake. Miss Rebecca found a snake.
Right there. There he is.
There he is. Oh, it's a garter snake.
Oh gosh, he's coming towards me.
Oh, get him. Just grab it. You know, you don't have to worry about it. He's not going to bite you. He's too small. There you go. And you can pass him around.
Just don't drop him.
used to say, if it's biting you, you've got it.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Everybody, someone grab it. Someone
Just hold
grab
it
it.
to me. I don't want to.
Look. Okay, who wants to hold the snake?
I'll touch it.
Okay.
I'll touch it. I don't want it to bite me.
Upside down like that. I'm going to put it in there. Now you just clasp. There you go. You got
Let
it.
it go. It won't bite you. It won't bite you.
Bit me.
No, it didn't.
Who was it wanting to bite me?
No.
No, sweetie, its mouth is simply too small to bite. It's not a dangerous one.
Mr. Brown, you want to hold this snake?
Mr. Brown, you want to hold that?
It will bite me.
No. Shh. Oh my gosh, we got a frog? Show us. Whoa! Okay, so we're gonna let the snake go.
Does he go into the water? Yeah. Are there bigger ones up here?
Snake probably doesn't like the cold water. Why?
Because he's cold.
He's cold-blooded, right? And so if he's warm, he's going to be more active and get away from prey. But if he's in the cold water, he's more susceptible to trout or strange people like me. And we'll put him down there, and he can get back to the comfort of the warm rocks in the shelter. Holy cow, look at that one. That's a bigger one.
Wait, can I touch it? I just want to touch it.
Oh, that's a good sized garter snake. Now, just to let you know, there are rattlesnakes here in Montana, but they are up on the east side, up in the sapphires. You're not gonna have to worry. Atticus, can you turn? What do you put this frog to sleep? What is that? Can you show Justin that?
I won't hold it.
He's
I just
using
put it
some
to
sort of
sleep.
tantric.
There it goes.
You've done but he's
hold it.
he's playing dead.
Yeah, that's right. I've never seen that
He's
before. It's probably the innocence of children. He's happy just to relax.
Okay, good. It's not dead. Is that the same one?
It's the same one.
Okay, he's all right. He's all right. Let's let that one be. We're gonna get our pictures and head back to the farm.
Could you stop that, Gideon?
Gideon, give a serious smile. There it is.